the Honor American National Anthem. Shaker Heights now taking the field. And here come your Brush Sharks.
And hello, Shaker Heights varsity football fans. Welcome into Korb Field here in Lyndhurst, Ohio, just a bit northeast from where Shaker Heights High School campus is today. Shaker taking on the Brush Arcs. Brush not expected to win this game. You never know. Upsets always happen in high school football. You just heard the national anthem right over here to my left. Behind me, the actual Brush High School campus itself. Honestly, a beautiful little building, but regardless of that fact, Brush's football team has struggled. They enter into today 0-1, Shaker 1-0 after their 28-14 victory against Willoughby South. However, Brush lost to Lorraine. It was 40-25, so they weren't exactly poor on offense. Their defense just couldn't protect them from what would be an inevitable loss to former Lake Erie League opponent, the Lorraine Titans. Shaker used to be in that Lake Erie League. Now here they are in the GCC. They're yet to start that GCC play. They start with 3 non-league games, this being the second of them as we enter week 2. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. We'll be talking about the game all night long. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call all night long. Thank you. Shaker in their last game struggled in actually a lot of aspects, which I was talking to head coach Nicholson, tried to clean up throughout the week, had practice, again, just about every day this week. The real issue was the penalties. 90 yards worth of penalties, over 9 penalties in total. Here they're going to start on offense, so we'll see. Will they get a couple false starts early? Are they going to commit a holding? I guess we're going to see. Shaker in white and red accents. They're defending the south end zone, as we heard from our lovely stadium announcer early on. We've got Brush in yellow and brown to your left, defending their home territory, looking for their first win on the season with a big upset against the Shaker Heights Red Raiders. Thanks again for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Looking forward to a good game as the sun is starting to go down here at Korb Field right behind us. Difference between Shaker is there from the home side. You're staring into the sun for here at Korb Field. You're staring over into some neighborhoods. Here the kick is going to be down onto the turf. It'll end up right out of bounds. And that'll be a flag right as we begin play. So that kick sails out of bounds. We'll see where officially they will mark Shaker after the penalty goes out. That was a short little kick as well, looking like more of what would typically be a squib kick or an onside kick. You never know if that's what they're trying at some point later in this game. Of course, here in high school football, you never know what can happen with kickoffs. Some guys can sail it up, touch a bit of the cloud, drop back down into the end zone. Other guys just don't have the legs, so they do what they can, and sometimes it's just that kick that you saw there. So the referees actually having a tough time early on, trying to figure out where to place the ball. It looks like it's going to be at the 35. Andrew Mullen is your kicker for Shaker. Of course, haven't seen him just yet. Of course, not even a second off the clock, as no one touched it before it went out of bounds. But Andrew Mullen is your sophomore kicker. He'll be handling the kickoffs once again. Lucas White is going to be on the PATs. He had a struggle on the punt early on against Willoughby South, but I'm sure he's been working to try and not get another negative 1 yard punt as he did in the first one of that ball game 1 week ago. Jasir Eady, once again, your starting quarterback, but here he's just going to hand it off. Up the middle it goes to Cornell Beard. He will be stuffed with only about a 2 yard gain maximum. We'll see what happens here.
Looks like about a gain of 3 on the play, making it 2nd down and 7.
Oh. No, that's right. 2nd and 8. Stadium announcer didn't really get that one right. It's 2nd and 8, not 2nd and 7. Shaker Heights, again, with Jasir Eady as their starting quarterback. Had one really flawed moment where he threw the interception, but as you see there, he is capable of throwing a good ball. And as a junior, we're looking at him to lead Shaker over the next 2 years. Miles Shelton on the reception, the senior wearing number 2 on the back of his jersey. Wide receiver, defensive back duo. He's near side. Trey McNutt, the Oregon commit, moving his way over to the near side as well. 2 receivers on each side. Cornell Beard exits the backfield. He'll go as a receiver. Now he'll come right back around into the backfield, still in motion. He'll stop right behind Eady as Eady looks to take this snap on the near side hash mark. McNutt in motion. They fake the give to him. They'll give it off to Beard up the middle. Solid run, as it looks as though he should be passing midfield. We'll see where they officially mark it. One referee says it's exactly at midfield, and it looks like that's actually where they're going to spot it. 10:40 left to go in quarter number 1. 0-0 your scores. We're just getting started. Welcome into Korb Field if you're just joining us. Shaker Heights' first road game of the season. Bit of a low snap. Immediately, Eady is under pressure. We know he is able to escape. He'll make one man miss, and heck, he'll just take it for the first down. That was impressive stuff. Again, we're always talking about how he's got that Lamar Jackson type of play style. If you remember Diaz, a lot of these seniors, that would have been his freshman, for a lot of these seniors, it would have been their freshman year when Diaz was starting quarterback. He would like to take off a lot, and it looks like that's what we're going to get once again with Eady. The quarterback over the last 2 years, Abdullah Ahmad, had that play style if need be. It just wasn't exactly what you were always expecting. With Lamar Jackson, with Jasir Eady, these are the kind of quarterbacks where you expect them. If that pocket collapses, they're going to make a break for it. Brush takes an early little timeout, only a minute 39 in, 0-0 your score. Had trouble with getting players off the field, so they just need to talk things over before their next set of downs get started for Shaker's offense. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We'll take a very brief break. We'll be right back with the action. 0-0 your score. Still a lot of time left in this one here at Korb Field.
Just adjacent to the main scoreboard has a fine selection of foods, snacks, and beverages. That's the Brush PTSA concession stand. First and 10 for the Raiders on the Brush 44.
Ball on the Brush 44. We're back to it. 10:21 left to go in quarter number 1. First and 10 after a great run by Jasir Eady, the quarterback. We know he can move. Why not get started early on the ground? Cornell Beard enters into the backfield with him. He'll take a bit of a low snap, but he'll give it off to Beard, and he runs into a wall. He'll try to cut to the outside. It won't be a big gain, but it's better than negative yards. We'll see where they mark this. It won't be a big gain again, but maybe give him a yard. And indeed they will. 2nd and 9, ball 43. Less than 10 minutes to go. Clock will continue to tick on down after the run. Again, Miles Shelton is near side as the receiver. Also joining him now is Pettis, the sophomore, it looked like. Or excuse me, that was Chavis. That makes a lot more sense. Pass was complete. It was short. Now it looks like we got yellow laundry on the field. We'll see what we got now. 9:43 left to go, quarter number 1. And there was a roughing on the Raiders. I'll push it back. Should push him back 5, and indeed it will. So that'll make it a 2nd and 14. And indeed it will be. So Shelton and Chavis are on the near side acting as receivers. 9:39 left to go as the clock picks up where it left off after the penalty. 2 men in the backfield. McNutt is the man in motion. Jasir Eady, quick throw over to Chavis. He had 2 touchdown receptions, and here he'll go down short of the marker, but you got a 3rd down to rely on. As that's in your back pocket, you might as well just get a little bit of yardage before you have to face any sort of 4th down. This is 4-down territory, I would assume. A bit too far for the leg of Lucas White or maybe Andrew Mullen. But regardless, we know head coach Alex Nicholson's aggressive play style. We know he would go for it regardless of what the situation truly does call for. 3rd and 6, ball on the 40. Eady with the snap. Good blocking by the O-line. He'll just take it himself as he sees a lot of green grass in front of him. He'll head out of bounds after he picks up the 1st down. And 10 yards to go. That'll be right after we get the ball set up. We'll see where they mark that. That was a healthy little run by the mobile quarterback, number 10, Jasir Eady. There was uncertainty about whether he would get the starting job in at the quarterback position, but they gave it to him. Gave Quinn Malone a couple of drives last week because he's another junior quarterback, so you can't really give it to one based off of seniority if, well, they have the same exact seniority. Here we go up the middle. We go to Cornell Beard. It looks like he'll pick up the 1st down a little bit more. Cornell Beard, a powerful running back. Last year, he had Caden King in his back pocket as well. Did Alex Nicholson, gave him a lethal running back room if Cornell Beard ever needed a breakthrow in Caden King, but he does not return to Shaker Heights High this year, so now it's really all up to Cornell Beard for his senior season. 8:35 left to go, quarter number 1, 0-0 your score. We're still on the first drive of the ball game. Started at the 35 after the ball went out of bounds on the kickoff. 4 first downs so far. Jasir Eady will take the snap, and it looks like he's going to throw. No one was in the backfield with him, and he throws it to his right side. He was looking for Beard, but immediately swatted down right as it escaped his grasp. So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. That was the first incompletion of the ball game. Of course, the drive as well. Ball on the 21. They are right by that red zone. Sun's starting to go down behind us, trying to escape behind some trees, just not yet. It's a hot one today. I mean, of course, it's no Houston, but I mean, lately it has been hot out here in Northeast Ohio. No different tonight. Of course, it should cool down. Here, the give to, oh, excuse me, Jasir Eady kept it, and it wasn't exactly the right move. Maybe it was an option, but as he kept it, he goes down behind the line, and now this is really where you're going to need to pass it here on a 3rd and quite long. We'll see where they put it. Looks like 3rd and 11 is where they're going to put it, so not a loss of too much. Looked worse than I guess it actually was. So, rule it 3rd and 11. Ball at the 21. Jasir Eady fakes the give, and now he's just going to take off. Why not? Can he do it again? Can he save the drive this time? No, he cannot. The Brush defense gets to him as the linebackers push him back. So it'll be a 4th down. Interesting decision here. It'll be a 3rd down and about 6. Or excuse me, a 4th down and about 6. They're in the red zone now. So it wouldn't be great starting field position for Brush, but it looks like there is zero question for head coach Alex Nicholson. Ball at the 17, 4th down and 7. Seems like you got to throw it here, and indeed they will as Cornell Beard exits the backfield, and he's going for the end zone, double coverage, and it'll sail out of the grasp of the intended target. And so with that, Shakers offense doesn't come up with any points after their first drive, but luckily for Shakers defense, Brush is going to have some pretty rough field position right as the offense enters into the ball game. The men of yellow and brown have ball at the 17, 1st and 10. The intended target there was McNutt, by the way, because when you're in doubt, just go for McNutt. It makes sense. Oregon commit, I mean, not really the wrong move. It really feels like it could never be the wrong move when you go to McNutt. But that time, double coverage, just a bit too much for him as the 2 defensive backs were right on top of him, really stuck with him. But Jasir Eady saw something he liked. Unfortunately, just not exactly the most successful play, of course, as this drive results in 0 points. 1st and 10, 7:26 left to go. Quarter number 1, 0-0 the score after the first drive of the game. Shaker comes up with 0. Here's Brush's first offensive drive. Quarterback takes the snap, and he'll have a little Jasir Eady play. How about this? He'll go for a lot, and he'll slide down just before he gets to the 40. Gilchrist, the quarterback, and good running by him. 2 junior quarterbacks going up against each other today, Jasir Eady and Gilchrist. Jay and Jasir. Let's see who wins this battle. This time it'll be a run up the middle. That one goes nowhere. Shaker's run defense has grown over the past couple of years. Of course, that run defense wasn't exactly stellar on the last play, allowing the quarterback to run for 23, but this time it's going nowhere. I'll go with 2nd and 10.
2nd down 10 for the Elks.
The near side receiver, we're looking at Salette. Defensive back, wide receiver duo. Of course, here the wide receiver. Ooh, looks like one of the Red Raiders is held, but regardless, they're going to get to him before a throw gets at. Caught in the backfield, the Red Raider defensive line does it again. They felt like he honestly did have plenty of time. Guess he just didn't see anything he liked, so he had to tuck it away and take the sack. They'll call it a sack of 5 yards. Looks like it might be a little bit more. Yeah, call it 16 to go here on the 3rd down. Ball at the 35. And can the Red Raider defense do it once more through the air? Received there by number 15, but barely able to get back to the original line of scrimmage as Vickers, the running back, was just really not able to move it forward. Not exactly the best read by the quarterback, but you're not going to make it too dangerous right here at the 46. You're not looking for an interception if you're the quarterback. So Jay Gilchrist and Desir Edie unable to get the job done through the air. Looks like we're actually going to have another timeout here, taken by Shaker. And before they get their offense cooking with gas once again, looking to actually get points this time around. Maybe they'll go back to the air, but had one hefty run before that offensive drive did stall out. 5:20 to go, quarter number 1. We'll see what goes on. Will it be Cornell Beard carrying the drive? Will it be Edie? We'll see. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Vaughn Ullum, broadcasting this one from Korb Field. And Shaker's special teams unit comes back out. You never know. Could be a trick play here. Maybe that timeout was taken to inform players, hey, could be a trick play. You only need 5 yards here. And, whoa, that snap really killed that if it was to be a trick play in the first place. This one, punted, it'll land at the 30 and roll. It'll accidentally touch number 25. Now it looks like we've got some rough action over here at the 38, 37. There was some rough physicality between Brian Mitchell and a couple of arcs. It was 2 against 1, advantage brush, and typically it's not where you want to be if you're Mitchell, but with 5:11 left to go in quarter number 1, the referees situating this one out as flags are still on the field. We'll see where they go with this one. Typically here it's a judgment call. It's who did you see first. Give the wrong look at the other.
Hey, Elk fans, just wanted to let you know that Kona Ice is on the Elk Plaza tonight. Kona Ice is mobile, they're fun, and they're stocked with the most delicious.
The 6 men in stripes still trying to figure this one out. 3 facing us, 3 facing the other side, along the near side hash mark, surrounding the 37-yard line.
Out on the Elk Plaza, right in front of the concession stand. It's a cool treat on a hot night. Kona Ice.
Looks like a group gathering. Shaker's head coach Alex Nicholson, hands behind his back along the 40-yard line, way out from the sideline, as Shaker's offense talking things over along the 25. Now it looks like they're going to be calling Brush on a couple of personal fouls. Now they're going to call Shaker on a personal foul. So offsetting, as actually they'll be calling 1 per side. 1 Brush, 1 to Brian Mitchell on the Shaker side. So this is a lot of talk for some offsetting penalties. And, well, a lot of talk, nothing really changing if they're offsetting. So 5:11 left to go, quarter number 1. Shaker's off. Going to get the first points of the ball game. Their first drive stalled out after took off on the ground a couple times. Cornell Beard had a powerful run up the middle, and we're looking for these runs to be effective once again. But now it looks like some more conversation is going.
Once again, number 16, Bryce Rucker, will be in punt formation.
Looks like they're calling it a redo. Not a frequent occurrence, but Trey McNutt will be on the receiving end of the punt. And the punter is going to be Bryce Rucker, backup quarterback. Guess they're calling this one a re-kick. Not something you see too often, but yeah, it was a good punt. So Shaker should be satisfied with this kind of outcome. 4th and 6, another high snap, this time not too crazy, almost blocked that time. This punt might be even better. It looks like it will be. Good roll inside the 20, call it the 17 as it is picked up by number 25, Maurice Johnson, the defensive back, the man to officially have the ball marked at the 17. So, last drive for Brush started at the 17, and they say, anything you could do, I could do better. Shaker will start their offensive drive also at the 17. Shaker need to back up, however. They're all the way past the 20. Referees are like, no, you can't just do that. You know, get an extra 5 yards. Let's take a little walk back, and they will. Jasir Edie with 2 receivers to his right side, 2 to the left side. Cornell Beard and him exchanging some words before this snap. He's in the backfield right behind him. Chavis, the man with 2 receiving touchdowns, moved from one side of the line to the other. Here's the run up the middle. It'll go to Cornell Beard, only a couple yards on the run. It looks like this one will go to the 20. So that'll move us to a 2nd and 7. Clock will continue to run. Shaker's supposed to win this game, but 0-0 so far. No crazy plays just yet. Scoreboard says 2nd and 12. Now they'll change it to 2nd and 7. I was concerned for a minute there. 3 receivers right side, 1 near side. Edie going to go over to the right side. He finds McNutt. That's exactly the guy you want to find, and he'll stay up for a moment. But all that effort just to get right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll help Edie's completion percentage, but not much else. McNutt will take the reception to his stats. But yeah, really not much to talk about. These short passes really have not been helping Shaker out much at all. Ball on the far hash mark to the right side of Jasir Edie here. He'll take the snap. He's looking to go to the air. He'll evade the sack, and now it looks like he'll try to take it up to the first down marker. I believe he's just about a yard short. It'll be a 4th down, quite short. Nicholson going for it here would be dangerous, and he will not. You never know. Punt fakes, always a fun thing in high school to see, but yeah, that's just not exactly the move that you're going to see this early in the ballgame at 3:43 left to go, quarter number 1. So it looks like Lucas White will be taking the punt. Ooh, they called it a 4th and 2. Didn't give Edie the benefit of the doubt on his run. Lucas White takes the snap this time. It's perfect. And that's a decent punt, as this one will be fair caught and fumbled. Shaker will grab it at the opposite 40, and Shaker will be back on offense. Edie will get his 3rd chance of the game here. 3:22 left to go in quarter number 1. Shaker will take the opportunity. Special teams, never the strong suit of really any team in high school. No different here. That one fumbled right at the 40. Was supposed to be fair caught, but can't be a fair caught if it's not caught. You got to catch it for a fair catch. So here we go. The offense back out there. Edie, again, your starting quarterback. We'll see if Quinn Malone gets any chances this time around, but so far, haven't seen anything yet. Looks like timeout will be taken by Brush after the special teams mishap, so we're going to... So before the next offensive drive gets started, Shaker takes the timeout. We'll see what they draw up. 2 receivers on each side of the line, but we'll get the flag right as that one is snapped. It looked like a false start, and indeed it will be, says the man in stripes. And that'll move Shaker back 5. Not what you want to see after a timeout, as that'll push him back to the 45. Again, it was a fumble on the punt. It was a great punt by Lucas White, by the way. Best of the season by far. But his offense not exactly helping him out, as really their starting field position is going to be back at the 45 after the penalty. That good run by Cornell Beard will take it up the middle and move it really about where the original hash mark was, or excuse me, where the original set of downs was set to start. Looks like it'll be a 2nd down and 10. They'll be okay with that. They'll eliminate a third of the way to go. If you do that twice more, 1st down. Let's see what they do. Ball at the 40. Edie takes a high snap, and it looks like he's going to throw it. And it looks like he's got his man. Oh, perfect pass, but eventually will get the flag. Looks like it'll be on the defense. Pass interference. He was all over him. We're trying to see the uniform number. And it was number 3, Darius Coleman, the junior receiver. Darius Coleman on the far side from where our camera sits, and was really placed right in the basket. I mean, that was a good throw by the junior quarterback, still trying to find his timing, still trying to find his groove in this starting quarterback job. But hey, today I was talking to him in Spanish 2 class. Looked like he had a good attitude heading into this game. He was going to take this as his time to really work his way into that spot, work his way into a comfort into the starting QB spot. And here's the snap. Edie will pitch it over to Cornell Beard on the inside. Actually pitched it forward, but doesn't get anything out of it. Be a 2nd down. And it looks like they'll keep it there. 2nd down and 10. They didn't lose anything, but you didn't gain anything. 2 receivers on the far side of each side of the line. That snap was to the right of Edie, so he'll end up taking it himself. Solid run. They'll take it. It's a 3rd down, and we'll see where. Seems like it'll be 3 yards to go. Brush getting some quick changes on defense. Looks like it's going to be to their linebacker room. Excuse me. Shaker looks in unison over to their sideline. Head coach Alex Nicholson will be talking to him along with his coordinators in specific. Typically, if they look over in unison like that, you don't expect Nicholson to have too many words, but you'll get a lot of words from the other guys. And that almost right off the hands of the Brush defensive back. That time it was number 9, Salette. That was close. That was dangerous. He's doing great until that point.
The outside midfield, 1st and 10.
My goodness, 1st and 10. Oh, my goodness, 1st and 10. Oh, looks like they'll rule it at the 50. I guess they said he stepped out of bounds before got to him. To the other, and he cuts inside, and here he goes. 20 to the 10, and Shaker's defense has struggled with containing this run. Back-to-back huge runs for the Brush offense, and they take the lead in the closing moments of quarter number 1. 6-0, the Arcs lead it. 45 seconds left to go in the first. Shaker's offense needs to respond. They are the huge favorites of this game. But if they're going to win, you got to stop these runs, and you got to put up points.
Runs is up into the extra point.
We await the extra point. Here's the hold. Here's the kick. That one almost blocked, but it is up, and it is good. Brush has ran the ball 5 times. 3 of those runs were for 23, 32, and 50 each. I mean, holy cow. Shaker not where they want to be. Down by a touchdown and a PAT with 45 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Don't get me wrong, they've still got 36 more minutes of game clock to figure it out. But just not the best of starts. What can the offense do here to respond? On the road, whether or not it's on the road, Brush is a team you're supposed to beat. Brush ranked 453 in state rankings per Max Preps. Shaker, I believe it was 145. Got a very large gap in between there. But can Shaker prove it? I mean, their victory against Willoughby South, it was an entertaining game. Don't get me wrong, but there were mishaps, and that's why they went back in the rankings. They were in the 130s in the state ranking, but again, they moved back into that 140 range. Even after that victory, they're 1-0. They got to really start playing like it before they enter into GCC play. Going to face Solon next week, Euclid the week after. Euclid expected to be last in the GCC once again. They started off 0-1. And here's the kick, and once again, we get it the same as last time. It's fumbled, but eventually Cornell Beard will get this one back. He makes one man miss. He'll make another man miss, and here he goes. He powers through up to the 45, a little bit more, really to midfield. Solid run by Cornell Beard. That's why he's getting a couple D1 offers. He doesn't stop. 33 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Let's see what they can do before time expires. Only got to run one play. We'll see if that's what they do. Chubb type of running back, the one that isn't exactly nifty. He's not going to juke you left and right. He's going to barrel you over, and those are the fun guys that you like in the backfield. Jasir Eady takes a low snap. He'll recover, and it looks like he's going for a deep ball. He's got it, man. Chavis takes it inside the red zone to the 10, and now it looks like we're going to get a flag on the field. Chavis gives the ball right back to the referee. It looks like that might have been a roughing. He threw him down after Chavis got up. We'll see what they rule. The men in stripes getting together. Well, that's one way to start your drive. I mean, beautiful ball by Eady. And you could see from a mile away that Chavis had his defensive backs beat. And he had him beat by a lot. And that's what we have seen against Willoughby South, and we have now seen against Brush. He can take it to the house. Here it looks like we've got a face mask on Brush, so they were at the 10. That'll move them up to the 5, as it'll be half the distance to the goal line. Typically, that'll be a 15-yarder. If you're at the 10, again, half the distance to the goal line. So this is your best opportunity. Let's see. First and goal from the 5. What can you do, Jasir Eady? He'll give it to his back, Cornell Beard. He's got a lane. Touchdown, Shaker Heights. And now we got flags flying all over after the touchdown. So the touchdown will most likely stand, but we'll see. 2 flags in unison were thrown up. Really had the same kind of peak. It was kind of interesting to see those 2 flags really exactly in unison. But regardless, that's not really what we're concerned about. We're concerned about what's going to be called here. 18 seconds to go. That drive was what? 15 seconds off the clock to hopefully tie this one up. They ruled taunting on Shaker. Should be enforced on the kickoff. Typically, that's how taunting goes. Looks like it'll be no different here. Lucas White will be on to kick the extra point. Man, the hold it should be Quinn Malone, the backup QB. And indeed it will be. We get the confirmation from the stadium announcer. Lucas White getting set, and oh my goodness.
And flags on the play.
Flags on the play before they could really get going. I assume it's on Brush because they had like 3 jerseys of yellow across the line before they got started. Typically, Nicholson there would actually like to go for 2 after a penalty, but I think they're just going to leave it as is.
Extra point from about 19 yards.
Kick will be about 19 yards away. And here's the hold. There's the kick. It is up, and it is indeed right on through. So 7-7 your score, 15 seconds off the clock for Shaker's offense. They didn't need a lot of time to get it back within, back within 0. I mean, come on, we're tied. 18 seconds to go, quarter number 1. We'll take a quick break as the kickoff teams get set. Actually, no, we won't. We'll stay put. Shaker's men of white and red with a bit more pep in their step after the touchdown. 7-7, your score here from Korb Field. Actually, here at Korb Field used to be the brightest football field in the country. This was back in the 60s. Of course, this isn't going to hold these days, but this was because they were testing out mercury floodlights. Of course, floodlights, what you see around the stadium, what still lights up the field to this day. But these mercury floodlights, I mean, at the time, this was innovative. These days, a high school football field is not going to be the brightest football field in America. I'm sorry, it's just not what you're going to see these days. Sun really starting to go down. Pretty orange sky behind us as this one is kicked off by Andrew Mullen. First time we've seen him, and 2 guys collide trying to catch the ball. He'll take it out for a good return past the 35. But my goodness, friendly fire on the reception. Fumble on the catch earlier. That resulted in Shaker getting the ball back. Unfortunately, couldn't get anything done with it. 11 seconds left to go, quarter number 1. Tied ball game, 7-7. Here in Brush territory. This is Shaker's first away game, which it'll be interesting to see how they do on the road. Last year, they were 3-3 on the road, including that loss against Barberton in that first round of the postseason shootout game. I mean, that was a phenomenal game. 48-41 was the final there. Of course, it was an odd game, too. Again, I could go on and on about that halftime conundrum, but that's not really where our heads are at these days. We're here week 2. Here's a pitch to the right side, near side, and he tries to stiff arm him down, but he stepped out of bounds. And now it looks like we're going to get a flag, as it was Pettis, the sophomore, to really throw him down after the play, and a couple of Brush Arcs came in to defend him. My goodness, this quarter number 1 just cannot seem to die. I mean, Shaker really only had to run 1 play on their first down on their last offensive drive. Ended up scoring a touchdown. We got a kickoff, and really there's been a lot of conversation between these referees. They're going to rule a personal foul on Shaker, and they're going to rule a personal foul on the Arcs. So once again, twice time, for the second time. For the second time this quarter, we're going to get offsetting personal foul penalties. These are typically 15-yarders, but if both teams commit it, I mean, what you got to do? Move it 15 forward, move it 15 back? That's offsetting. 4 seconds left to go, quarter number 1. Our Brush's offense back out near hash mark. Ball at the 37. Now whistles are blown. It looks like Darius Coleman talking to Miles Shelton, making sure things are all set. Now we're going to get Pettis, the man who just had that personal foul called on him, in motion. Now it looks like he's going to be one of the men to try and get to him as the run goes up the middle. Not for much. It'll be a couple of yards. And they'll rule it 3, maybe 2. We'll see what the official number is when we get back. Regardless, second down I know that for a fact. We'll be right back. 12 minutes up on the scoreboard, symbolizing the start of quarter number 12. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're tied after the first set of 12 minutes. 7-7 is your score. And we're right back to it. We flip sides of the field. Shaker will now be going to the south end zone, to the right side of your screen. Brush to the left. 12 minutes up on the clock before we hit halftime. We'll be getting the halftime shows of both bands, I am assuming. However, Shaker's band only with the juniors and seniors here today. Here's the throw to the near side. Oh, up the middle, actually. And he'll find his man, number 4, Kevon Davis. Standing 5'11", the senior with the catch. And that's only the second completion for Brush. They were 1 for 1 with 12 yards through the air in that last quarter. Shaker, the real difference maker, 4 for 6 for 58. Brush's quarterbacks getting set. Gilchrist will hand this one off. It's to number 15 once again, Vickers. Really fighting, but eventually Shaker going to bring him down. Or actually, they really don't bring him down. Quarter had a 15-second drive that resulted in a touchdown. It was a beauty of a drive. Here comes Gilchrist, almost picked off, but Brian Mitchell not able to get to it just quick enough as that one will hit down on the field. Shaker actually not too bad of a crowd for heading out to Lyndhurst. To the left side of these stands for where we are, to the left side, that's really where your fan section is. But the most crowded is the one to the right of that. Not a bad number of fans out here in Lyndhurst supporting the Shaker Red Raiders. Here, Gilchrist is going to find his man on the run. He's brought down, but DeMar Harris, the 5'9" guy, Trey McNutt was the man to bring him down, but of course the first down is given up, and now they are in the red zone as it's a 1st and 10 at the 20. 10:40 left to go. Clock continues to tick on down. 7-7 the score. Gilchrist sends Harris in motion, but instead he's going to hand it off to the running back, Aiden O'Neill. Every completed pass for Brush so far has been in double digits. So, honestly, quite surprising that they continue to go to the ground, as I don't think they've had an incompletion yet. Or excuse me, they have had one, says my stats guy. Here's that one that was almost intercepted by Brian Mitchell. Oh, of course, that was just moments ago. Less than 10 minutes left to go here in quarter 2 and half number 1. Brush looking to take their lead back after Shaker responded to the first touchdown. And here, good give off to the near side. He makes one man miss, eventually shoved out of bounds by Trey McNutt is Isaiah Parker, tight end. Big man tight end trying to get a couple yards. Trey McNutt really the guy to shove these guys out of bounds or take them down, but it isn't the most helpful when they are moving it down, and they are moving it down quickly. 1st and goal. Oh, looks like they're going to be backed up a little bit. 1st and goal from the 8.
goal for Brush.
9:40 left to go in quarter number 2. And here's the run. And Vickers will not get close enough. He'll be brought down around the 5-yard line, and indeed he is. Second and goal from the 5. Isaac Smith, the man to bring him down.
Brings up a second and goal from the 5.
Brush continuing to get a little bit more packed as time goes on with some fans. As the game was starting, we actually had a line forming outside at the entrance. This one a pitch to Vickers. He'll find a lane. He'll evade Miles Shelton. Touchdown for the Arcs. So the last 3 drives, 2 for Brush, 1 for Shaker, have resulted in touchdowns. Let's just say scoring has picked up. Just about who can finally get that defensive stop. Hopefully it's not going to be Brush on the next drive. Shaker needing to respond once again after another quick drive for Brush. And here's the extra point attempt. It's up and it's good. 14-7 now your score. Brush up a touchdown and a PAT now. What can Shaker's offense do? Last time they scored in 15 seconds. I mean, they've shown they're capable. Edie has shown that he can bomb it deep through the air. Uh-oh, Nissan Altima is in trouble with the stadium announcer. Got to get your parking figured out. I know. Left to go in the second quarter. Vickers with the rushing touchdown. Number 15, Justice Vickers. He's been running it well. He's had some big runs, especially in that first quarter. I mean, on the ground. Let me give you this stat. On the ground, 7 rushes, 102 yards. That's 14.6 yards per carry. And he's not stopping there. We've still got the rest of this half and a whole other one to go before the night is over. Their kicker, Isaiah Parker, who actually was the tight end. You saw him on the reception a little bit ago. He's going to be kicking this one off. Parker taking his time. I guess the officials maybe need to blow their whistle before they get anything started. And there it is. Isaiah Parker with the jog up and the kick. And this one will be taken in by Cornell Beard, the far side receiver. Last time he had a good run. This time he'll be tripped up after just getting past the 35. They're going to say he fell down at the 39. He soared through the air for about 4 yards, or maybe 3. We'll see where they officially mark it. All we know, 8:55 left to go, quarter number 2. Shaker down by 7. Let's see if they can respond with a scoring drive here.
And ladies and gentlemen, will Amir Burton please report to the press box? Amir Burton, please report to the press box.
All right, so here comes, here's a quarterback change. Quinn Malone now out there. And it looks like they're going to give him his first drive of the ball game. Surprising after Jasir Edie had just such a good drive. And this one, he just overshot Chavis. Or excuse me. That is incorrect. Incorrect. He was looking for number 14, Alan Martin. And Martin had his guys beat. And now he's actually going to be taking out Shelton, the new receiver, to come in. Quinn Malone still in the backfield, joined by Cornell Beard. Here's the lefty throw to the near side and taken down quickly is number 81, Brian Fleshman. So one incomplete pass, one very, very short completed pass. 3rd and 8 to go. Ball at the 40. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, really giving me a bad time with my papers. Hopefully they won't fly away. Quinn Malone, again, a lefty. You don't see a lot of guys like that, but here Trey McNutt in motion. He's going to deliver a low ball to Miles Shelton. Should have been caught, though, by Shelton. It was in the arms, but it'll fall through. And, well, Quinn Malone's drive is short-lived. Short-lived drive, only got 2 yards on it on 3 pass attempts. He got 1. Of course, that's how he got the 2. Oh, took 1:02 off the clock. It's not a lot, considering in that first quarter, Shaker took off 9:02 on the clock, only giving Brush 2 minutes 58. Yet they're the winning team right now. 14-7, maybe they can add on to it after this Lucas White punt. He stands at the 25, between the hash marks. Good snap. That's something that has really improved. This one, they're looking for a fair catch. Oh, what is that? There's the flag, as it should have been thrown. Number 44. Excuse me again, the paper's not helping me out. Nakeem Wilson, number 44, was taken down to the turf before he could even reach the receiver of the Brush Arcs. So maybe they'll just rule this one unnecessary roughness, perhaps. Regardless, not going to help Brush begin their offensive drive. And they will rule it against Brush. Be shocked if they didn't. Referee was looking right at Nakeem Wilson as he was taken down. So this will push him back actually quite a healthy amount, I would think. It'll be it off throughout these last couple of Brush Arc drives. 14-7, Brush looking to extend their lead. This would be a big upset if they got the job done. The run defense is really lacking for Shaker. Hopefully this is something that is addressed. My goodness, here's another first down on the ground. Hopefully this is something that is addressed in the locker room at halftime. But my goodness, they are running the ball down Shaker's throats. I mean, holy cow. Well, let me scratch that. Looks like it might have been a holding, as the flag is back near the 25, and it looks like it will be, as Brush's quarterback, Gilchrist, will end up motioning for his team to follow him back down the field. Unfortunately for him, it's the wrong way. 7:37 left to go, second quarter. It'll be a 2nd and 20 after the holding. Actually, yeah, that sounds about right. Ball will be placed 17-yard line. And here, Gilchrist under pressure. He'll be taken down. That time, Douglas Hostin. And that's why he's got a couple D1 offers himself. My goodness, he ran back a while, and Hostin wasn't letting up. Threw him down to the field. Second sack for Shaker. One came earlier in that first quarter. Couldn't really tell you who that one was by, as it was really just a swarm of Red Raider jerseys surrounding that quarterback. Gilchrist will be having nightmares tonight of that moment. But here we go. This is going to be a tough one. Second down, 26 yards to go. And here's a fumble. This one's given up to Shaker. We'll make sure the play was not blown dead. Doesn't look like it is. The referees initially going to give this one to Shaker. Inside the red zone, Shaker will be starting off with it. And there you go. Shaker needed that second fumble recovery. The other one came off of the punt earlier in the game. And here comes Shaker's offense. Who is out to lead them? It'll be Jasir Eady to stand at the 20 while his O-line will be placed up against the 15, really the 14. Yeah, it'll be the 14. 1st and 10 from the 14. Jasir Eady with 3 receivers to the near side. But this time he's just going to give it up to Cornell Beard. It'll be a healthy little run. Caught about 6 yards, maybe 7. We'll see. And here it's going to be a run for Eady. No, he's going to throw it over to Trey McNutt, immediately taken down. It might be Trey McNutt, but there was nothing he could do there. That'll lose him some yards, and now it looks like a Brush guy is cramping between the 15 and the 20, so we're going to get an injury timeout. Shaker going to talk a couple things over. They got a 3rd down and longer than the last. It'll be about a 3rd and 8 when we come back. If anything, maybe you could escape with a field goal, but you know head coach Alex Nicholson will not be looking for that. We'll be right back. Shaker down 14-7 with 5:56 left to go in quarter number 2. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Korb Field. It'll be a 3rd and 7, ball at the 12. We'll see if they roll this one 4-down territory. It's all Nicholson's judgment here. And here we go, low snap, Eady. Is he taken down? Not just yet. He'll throw it into the back of the end zone. Does he have his man? It's tipped up and down in the turf. That was close. He kept the play alive, made sure not to lose any yardage, and right now, looks like there is no movement to any sort of field goal team. Jasir Eady stands out there looking to tie this one up at 14. Started off with a good run moments ago for this set of downs. On the 1st and 10, moved to about a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 maybe. But then a negative pass play brought him to a 3rd and 7, incomplete pass, 4th and 7. Ball still at the 12. All right, 4th down and 7. 3 receivers to the left of the line. 1 to the near side is Trey McNutt. Keep an eye out for him. Eady loves him as a target. Eady looks over to the left side. He'll make the pass. Complete, but he'll be short of the mark. Not a bad idea. Just had to hit him a bit more in stride before it was done. Cornell Beard was the man to make the reception happen, but really just about 2 yards short of the line to gain. So Brush will get the ball, but definitely not ideal field position. They're inside the 10, but we'll see. If they get a long drive going, they can run out the rest of this clock, and they can go into halftime with a 2-touchdown lead if they play their cards right. And Shaker would be in a messed up position at that point. Especially, Shaker started with the football, so Brush will be starting with it in the second half. These are the kind of moments where you need someone to step up, have a big play, big interception, big fumble. Heck, no one ever complained about a pick 6, did they? Degamo Richards had a couple of those last year. Of course, he is now gone. And now it looks like a timeout will be taken by the Brush Arcs. That's their last of the half. Shaker still with 2, so we might still take 2 breaks before the end of the half. But for now, my name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Brush getting their next drive started out. The thing is, ball is at the 8. Let's see what they do on their first and 10. 5:36 left to go in quarter number 2. Thanks for joining us at Corb Field. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Ball will actually be spotted at the 7. I know I said it was the 8. My apologies. It was the... I'll blame the scoreboard operator. Go yell at him instead. Ball at the far hash mark from where your camera lies. And here they're going to give it up the middle once again. This time Shaker's defense is going to lock up on the run, and that's what we need. Considering these last drives on the run, the Arcs have been just phenomenal with Vickers on the ground. Number 15, this senior running back has really been doing well. But this time Shaker's defense says, no, thank you. We're going to try to take this back, and we're going to try to do so quick. However, they're going to give him 2 yards on the carry, surprisingly. Who knows? This time, the snaps it. My eyes stopped for a minute there. Pitch over to Vickers. And now it actually looks like Vickers is going to be taken out for the running back number 20, the junior Aiden O'Neal. So you wonder with that if they're going to go to the air with a different kind of running back in. Shaker making a change as well on defense. We're getting a new pass rusher on the far side from where the camera sits. Snap to Gilchrist. And off the ends, receiver Isaiah Parker, the tight end, can't reel it in, just out of reach of Trey McNutt trying to dive for it last second. And now here is where punts can get dangerous. If your Brush number 16, Bryce Rucker, backup quarterback. Honestly, a short quarterback on the roster. He's a sophomore, standing only 5'9". So when he moves into that starting position at quarterback, you're going to have those kinds of issues that, say, Baker Mayfield always has. And here's the punt, middle of the end zone. The punt is low, and this one will roll. And it'll be touched up at the 37. So, great field position for Shaker. 27 yards on the punt. The punt, again, back from the end zone of Brush, so we weren't expecting anything too crazy. We don't have any Corey Bajorquez back there in the end zone for my Browns fans out there. 4:13 left to go, quarter number 2. Again, if Shaker really wants to play it right, maybe they can take this one to halftime with an even score. You never know. Got to watch the offensive line here as they have struggled so far. This time fakes the give to one man. Why not give it up the middle to Cornell Beard? Well, the run defense for Brush has worked a lot more efficiently than Shaker's rush defense. That time 3 yards on the carry. Looks like it'll take it past the 35, maybe up to the 34. Oh, give him the benefit of the doubt, 33. It'll be a second down at about 6. And this time up the middle once again. That rush defense has been much, much better as compared to Shaker's rush defense. And now, once again, we're looking at a 3rd and decent yardage to go. They rule it no gain, so it's 3rd and 6. Ball at the 33. I don't know what this stadium announcer is saying. He calls it a 3rd down and 5. My goodness. Look at the sticks. Jasir Eady takes the snap. He'll throw it off to the right side, and that looked low. Indeed, it was. He was looking for Darius Coleman, the junior receiver. So with 3:13 left to go in quarter number 2, this is where you go for it. This is 4-down territory if there ever was some. 14-7, the Arcs lead it here at their home base. Shaker on the road. Again, last year, 3-3 on the road, 4-1 at home. So with these away struggles, they're looking to get it started well with a 1-0 record on the road. Shaker 0 for 3 on 4th down, looking to go 1 for 4 here. And indeed they will with a pass up the middle, and Chavis makes one man miss. He'll be out of bounds right as he makes his way near the end zone, near the red zone. Looks like they'll mark it at exactly the 20. That makes sense. The O-line looking as though they believe it should be a bit more further down the field. But there, it's the right call to go for it on 4th down. And luckily for Shaker, it was the first time they picked it up. Here, Cornell Beard with a nasty spin move. He makes another man miss. Why not another? Will he dive over the pylon? Holy cow, touchdown! Cornell Beard with a phenomenal run. It all started with a spin move, and it didn't stop there as he powered his way across the goal line. That is what you love to see from the powerful senior running back wearing number 15. And here comes the PAT unit. Wow. That's some fun football from Cornell Beard. He's had some powerful runs there. That so far is most notable. That spin move was something you're going to see on his highlight reel for a long time. Quinn Malone holds the snap. Lucas White sends this one up and over. And this one is 14-14. We're tied. We're going to take a quick break with 2:51 left to go in quarter number 2. 14-14 here at Korb Field. Brush versus Shaker. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the call. My goodness, we could talk about that rushing touchdown for days. Nasty, nasty spin move. Made 2 Brush Arc defenders fall down to their feet, and they just gave up on that play immediately as Cornell Beard made the move. That's something you see out of Madden. It was just beautiful and well executed by Cornell Beard. This one fumbled, and so it'll be taken by Brush behind the 10, and now he'll escape and get past the 30. Almost looked like he would have a lane all the way down the field. Luckily, Shaker closes it up eventually along the near sideline. And with 2:42 left to go in the second quarter, Shaker needs to lock up. Maybe they'll get the chance to get the ball back and take a lead in the halftime. This isn't exactly what we were expecting out of a first half between these two teams. I mean, 14-14. This is a good game, but it really shouldn't be. Shaker knows they should be beating the Brush Arcs. Last year, they beat them 36-0. It was the worst defeat on Brush's schedule throughout the season. It was the largest victory for Shaker in their schedule. But here we are, 14-14, 2:42 in the second quarter left to go. Here it's going to be taken by Gilchrist. He's under pressure. He's going to throw this one in the area of the receiver, number 3, DeMar Harris. It's only 5 seconds off the clock. Shaker will take these incompletions so they can get more time to get a touchdown of their own before the half ends. And again, they have 2 timeouts if they really want to take them as well. Brush completely out of them. So that's probably why they're going through the air. If you keep it on the ground, time can run out on you in this half. The difference is their rushing has been a lot more successful throughout this first half. Vickers has done well the senior in the backfield. Here, Gilchrist under pressure. He'll deliver it to Vickers over the top of the O-line, and he'll take it past the line to gain for only a couple more yards. First down and 10 for the Brush Arcs. 14-14 the score. We'll get the first down graphic on their scoreboard as the clock will continue to roll. Again, no timeouts. If you want to stop the clock, you got to get out of bounds. And here, nobody in the backfield this time. You know they're going to pass it, and indeed they do. Trey McNutt on top of it, and so was Brian Mitchell, and it was off the hands of the defender, tipped up. And no second chance was able to be made on the play. Incompletion. That'll bring us 2nd and 10.
Number 3, Darius Coleman, and number 4, Brian Mitchell, breaking up the play.
It was Coleman, it was Mitchell, it was McNutt all around that receiver. It wasn't exactly triple coverage, more like double coverage. Not exactly the right read by Gilchrist. And let's see what he can do here. Again, nobody in the backfield, but actually, scratch that. Vickers joins him once again to his right, but it'll be a pass nonetheless. This one up the middle, number 17 bobbles it at first, and now he's taken out number 17, that receiver, Kevin Powell. And it'll be short of the line to gain, but on a 3rd down, and it looks like 5. Seems a little bit short of where it should have been marked. They'll call it 5 yards. Thought that should have been more like 7 or 6. But, of course, I'm not that up close to the field. Referees hopefully know what they're talking about. Less than 100 seconds left to go here in quarter number 2. Again, no timeouts. 14-14 the score. Can Brush take a lead in a halftime here at home and get the football back to start the second half? Here's the snap. Gilchrist drops back in the pocket. He'll deliver a ball down the field, and almost getting there was, I believe, Trey McNutt. And indeed it was. He got a hand on it, but nothing more. We're still waiting for that first McNutt highlight reel play of the season. That big interception, that big touchdown catch. Unfortunately, they're not going to be added to the reel. Gotta love the effort, though. He put it out there. So after the incompletion, 4th down and 5, we're looking at a punt here at the 50-yard line. Honestly, quite surprising that they are punting it here, but of course, not all coaches can be as aggressive as Alex Nicholson. So, standing back at the 20, or really between the 20 and 25, is Trey McNutt. We've watched a lot of high snaps on these punts so far. These special teams been an area of concern for the Arcs, but Shaker's offense anxious to get back out. They are ready to take a lead in a halftime if they can get it done. Another high snap. Here's the punt. Oh, pretty good punt this time around. It'll bounce off the 20. Trey McNutt takes this one in, makes a man miss, and he'll bring it back up to the 20. From where it bounced, it looks like we got 68 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. What can Shaker get done? They've got 80 yards to go if they want to tack on 6. And hopefully a 7th. I don't know. That's all Lucas White. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. Jasir Eady leading the offense once more. Quinn Malone had one drive earlier in the half. Didn't exactly go the way he would have hoped for, as 3 pass attempts, 2 were incomplete. 1 was for 2 yards. Didn't exactly get him anywhere. Here's Cornell Beard in trouble right as he gets that handoff. He'll go for a run of about 2, maybe 3. We'll see how nice the referees are feeling today. And they will rule this one a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Clock keeps on ticking. You got the 2 timeouts. We'll see if they use them. It looks like they're just going to keep on running it, and with runs like this, that's why. Beard, once again, the ball carrier. Are they going to call timeout? Looks like no. Looks like they're just trying to run the rest of this one out. Again, Not exactly the typical head coach Alex Nicholson vibe we're getting. 20 seconds left to go. And they're switching off players, but Shakers really just standing on the green grass, not looking like they're going to get any other snaps off. Would have thought they had the time with 2 timeouts, 68 seconds, but looks like Shaker is content with a tied ball game as we go into halftime. And Shaker will go back to the locker room in a really odd position. You're not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be winning this game, and I think Shaker knows that. 14-14, the Arcs tied with the Raiders. We're going to take about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that, as the bands are going to perform. I'm not sure if Shaker's going to have as big of a performance. Again, they don't have the same amount of people to perform. It's only juniors and seniors this time around. But regardless, I'll be taking my break. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. You already know I am back for the second half. Can't get rid of me that easy. 24 minutes left to go of good old high school football under the lights. We're tied as we go into halftime. I'm going to show the first time. You're not going to show the bands? Well, just wait until they come out. Have our traditional refs admiring and trading them.
The New City Schools are proud to present the 2024 Rush Arts Marching Band under the direction of John Jeff, Megan Hall, and Isaiah Monson. Tonight, we are going to both the noise with our favorite songs selected by the class of 2025. Our opener, a chart topper by the band Walk by Moon. And it's coming in for letting go of frustration and having fun. Released in 2014 is Shut Up and Dance. song was an international success, reaching number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 for 12 consecutive weeks. It was the final number 1 hit of the 1990s and the first number 1 hit of the 2000s, recorded by Santana and Rob Thomas. Here is Smooth. Song reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, performed by Justin J, Ariana Grande, and Nicki Minaj. Bang Bang was certified diamond by the RIAA by selling over 10 million copies. Look for the stick-figure Billy on the field in the middle of this song as the band moves him from one side to the other. We hope you enjoy Bang Bang.
Bruh. You winded? No, I'm good. Yeah, right. I'm good.
Our final song tonight was recorded by Fall On Board and borrows part of the melody from Tom Snyder by Suzanne Vega, released in 2014 and peaking at 10 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. It became this band's fourth top 10 hit. We close our performance tonight. Fresh Arts Marching Band. Your announcer tonight, and presenting Voice of the Brush Band. In scores around the area, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin 21, Ashtabula Lakeside 7 in the third quarter. These are all third quarter scores. Wycliffe 10, Ashtabula St. John 6, Aurora 42, Lutheran West 0. Third quarter, Avon 14, Dan McKinley 7. Third quarter, Benedictine 27, Avon Lake 9. At halftime, Bedford 15, Akron East 14. Third quarter, Nordonia 14, Berea Mid-Park 14. Olmsted Falls 10, Brunswick 3. In the third quarter, Eastside North 10, Norwalk 6. Elyria Catholic 26, Mayfield 6. Perry 28, Euclid nothing. And in the third quarter, Detroit King of Michigan 12, Cleveland Heights 6.
Hello, Shaker Heights varsity football fans. We are back for half number 2. We're getting set for quarter number 3 of this good old high school football game under the lights. Kickoff was set for 7. We got a little bit of a late start. We also just had a little bit of a delay here due to what was a little odd scare moment. Nothing crazy. Police are over it. We're all good here at Korb Field. Right now, 2:18 left to go until we start quarter number 3. 14-14 is your score. And Shaker's not exactly where they want to be. They are playing like the worst team today. And they're ranked around the 140s in state rankings. Brush is around the 450s. Shaker's not supposed to be tied with Brush as we exit out of halftime and make our way into this third quarter. This is not how Shaker should be performing. Their offense has struggled, their defense has struggled in various aspects of this game. The real reason that Shaker is in this game in the first place is because there are 2 big turnovers forced by Shaker's defense caused by Brush's offense. And so there were 2 fumbles. That's why we got a 14-14 score. There was a fumble on a kickoff, and there was a fumble later on the run. Now, Shaker entering into this half, they have had less yardage on the run, but more runs. 21 yards have gotten them 105 yards. That's 5 yards per carry. Not bad. The difference is that Brush has 8.5 yards per carry, and their rushing has been great. The thing is, their rushing was much, much better in that first quarter. In the second quarter, it slowed down a lot. We'll see if head coach Alex Nicholson said anything in the locker room to keep that declining. And through the air, Shaker was 8 for 14 for 83 yards. That's 10.1 yards per completion. On the other hand, Brush is 6 for 11 for 70 yards. That's a bit over 11 yards per reception. So, again, the turnovers, the big hitter for Brush. Shaker should not be in this game, yet they are. Brush's offense just needs to clean that up. We'll see if they made any adjustments in the locker room themselves. Of course, high school ball adjustments a bit more difficult to come by. We'll see which of these 2 teams can come out on top, and if Shaker can avoid what would be a huge upset on the road. They want to start off on the road 1-0 after last season, finishing 3-3 on the road. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. 24 more minutes of high school football between the Brush Sharks and the Shaker Red Raiders coming your way. We'll take you down to the field. You can see Shaker in unison, jumping up and down, hyping themselves up before half number 2. Again, 14-14 your score, 2 touchdowns aside. Here we are between South Euclid and Lyndhurst. They combined schools for their school district. And this high school right here, the Charles F. Brush High School, named for the inventor of the arc light. That's why they're the arcs in the first place. This high school placed right on the border between South Euclid and Lyndhurst. Isaiah Parker and Makai Young are going to be the 2 guys back to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Kicking it is going to be Mullen, number 42, the sophomore with a strong leg. He's been handling all the kickoffs. Here's why. It's not too shabby. This one taken in at the 10. And now he'll run off to the far side. He'll end up getting taken down just before he reaches the 30. 6 seconds off the clock. 11:54 left to go in quarter number 3. Miles Shelton was the man to bring him down. As you can see, the sun out of view at this point. We've had some beautiful skies behind us. The sunsets are gorgeous out here from this elevated view. Of course, you haven't been able to see him too much. We've tried to show you, our cameraman, courtesy of him, tried to show you that beautiful sky behind us, but now nothing but black over these neighborhoods. So the offense getting set. Gilchrist, the starting quarterback, the junior, going up against the quarterback junior starter for Shaker. That run, pretty good. Not going to get there for the first down, but it'll be just short of it. About a 9-yard run. Vickers is the guy that is worth noting. It looks like they'll give him 8. But Vickers is the guy worth noting. Or excuse me, actually they'll only give him 7. So how about it? But yeah, Vickers, the senior back wearing number 15, you'll see him be given the ball a lot, as we saw in that first quarter. I assume in the locker room they decided, yes, we got to keep doing this. This is why. First down for Brush as they have the run to the right side of the line. Looking to take a lead back. Shaker, yet to get a lead in this whole game. And when you're going against Brush and you have not got a lead in the whole first half, that's an issue. And there's no way of getting past that. I mean, that is not where you want to be. 11 minutes left to go. Quarter number 3. Gilchrist sends Harris in motion, but he'll end up giving it up the middle. We've got a flag down thrown by the near side referee by the sideline of Brush. And it looks like it was on the men of yellow and brown. Looks like it'll be a false start. We're getting the official ruling. And indeed it will be. False start on the Arcs. Again, nicknamed after the arc light. Very surprising naming of a team. Makes it more unique. Here, sends it up the middle. Once again, it'll be a first down and 15. Now it'll be a second down and long still. Be about 12, 13. We'll see where they put it. Huh. There's no getting past that. Stadium announcer knows what's up. He said the whole of the Shaker defense really worked to bring down the ball carrier that time, and that sounds just about accurate. Again, getting a little windy, nothing too crazy just yet. Here, Gilchrist was looking to go to the air. Now he's being chased down. He'll end up going out of bounds. The man trying to chase him was number 5, Rayon Johnson. But eventually he'll get some positive yards. He'll get forced out of bounds. Third down. Oh, looks like it'll be about 6 yards to go. Fans now getting back to their seats. here at Korb Field.
Correction, third down.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Ball at the 46, 10:08 left to go in the third quarter. 14-14 your score. Here's the low snap to Gilchrist. Looking to go deep with it. Does he have his man? It looks like he did, unless it hit the turf. The referee says no. Good catch across midfield around the 40. And they are marching down. Good read. Had his man wide open. Shaker's defense didn't have anybody on him. And now the snap to Gilchrist. He'll fake the give to the man in motion. He'll end up sending it to the man up the middle. They love that play. No matter what running back you've got, they love running that play. That time it was to O'Neal. They typically have been running it with Vickers because Vickers is their starting guy. Here O'Neal is back out. Vickers is in. 9.5 left to go. The clock continues to tick on down after the rush. One receiver far side to the right, two near side. Vickers in the backfield with Gilchrist. Harris, the man in motion, and that should be a false start. Indeed it is. Vickers, surprised by the call, but from up here that looked correct. That will push him back 5, making it about a second down and 12. And indeed it will. There you go. From a 2nd and 7 to a 2nd and 12. Ball will be placed at the 36, 37. Don't know where the stadium announcer's getting 38 from. Someone get him his glasses. Anywho. Gilchrist, with his back to the south end zone, takes a low snap, and now he's under pressure quickly. He looks like he's just going to run this one. Low throw, and the intended receiver couldn't get down to it. From up here, it looked like he should have just run it. He had some green grass in front of him. Instead, he thinks he is the quarterback. And as the quarterback, you typically have that urge to throw it and not make it all about your legs. But there was not the right decision. Should have taken off. 3rd and 12, maybe 3rd and 11 if you're generous.
Third down for Brush.
And once again, another low snap. Gilchrist under pressure quickly. Hostin can't get to him. And can he take this all the way to the first down marker? He cannot. He's hit with the shoulder and forced out of bounds. This is 4 down territory. I assume the offense will remain out. Ball will be at the 30-yard line. They call this one an 8-yard run. 4th down, 3 yards to go. 8 minutes, 44 seconds left to go in the third. Again, 14-14 your score between the Arcs and the Raiders. And it looks like Brush is going to take a timeout. The score, 14-14. We're going to step aside. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're getting set for a 4th and 3 at Shakers 30. Brush's offense still on the field. Shakers defense getting set up. Ball actually spotted at the 28. It's more like, I don't know what this scoreboard operator's been looking at tonight, but it is not a 4th and 3. This is more like a 4th and 1. Let's see what we got here. Scoreboard tells the fans to make some noise. They will make some. 8:43 left to go in the third quarter. And flag on the field, and it's offsides on Shaker Heights. Wow. Automatic first down for Brush there. Wow. That's the most unearned first down you're ever going to see. Out of a timeout, too. Yikes. 1st and 10, low snap once more. He'll give it off to Vickers. He'll avoid one tackle, but brought down by the second man. Healthy little run. It'll be about a 2nd and 5. 8.5 left to go in the third quarter. Now it looks like we might have an official timeout, or excuse me, no, an injury timeout. Man down, Red Raider on the field. He's going to be tended to, and we're going to take a short break. Thank you very much for joining. 14-14, still your score. My name is Vaughn Ullum here from Corb Field. Well, the man out on this play will now be Trey McNutt because he was the injured man down for the timeout. And that's never what you want, especially when you're in the red zone here. This is your chance to go deep, but instead they'll go safe and take it on the ground. He's short. It'll be a 3rd down and very short. Oh, excuse me, never mind. My goodness, sign was wrong. I cannot rely on anybody but myself. Scoreboard says 1st and 10. I don't know what is happening. It is a 3rd down and 3 or 4. You know, I'll give it to the scoreboard, maybe 4. And here's the wide run. He makes one man miss. He'll make another miss, and now it's a foot race to the 10, to the 5, and he'll dive over the pylon. The defense is the issue today. The offense hasn't given much support behind him either. 20-14, Brush leads here at home. Harris was the man on the jet sweep look. And he'll get a lot of celebration as he makes his way to the sideline. Shaker down by 6, perhaps about to be 7 as the PAT unit comes on out. Ball will be at the 10-yard line, as always. Man to kick this one is number 31, a man not on my roster, and it'll hit off the crossbar. And now these are the these are the times you ask, if Shaker doesn't miss a PAT, what if they win by 1? You never know now. But that's quite early, don't worry. Still 7:41 left to go in quarter number 3. This one feels a lot longer than the last. The men of yellow and brown getting set along the 35-yard line. Shaker's cheerleaders now doing their thing in front of the Brush stands and in front of the Brush cheerleaders. Just had their walk around the field arm in arm. Brush still getting set for this kickoff. I feel like them getting set for kickoff is a lot longer, once again, than it was last week. My goodness, this is not where Shaker is supposed to be on that scoreboard. 20-14. The defense is underperforming, and the offense is underperforming. Special teams, least of our concerns. I know we were talking about special teams a little bit last week. No one's worried about special teams right now. We're worried about how to get the ball in the air well, how to run it well, and how to stop this rushing defense of Brush. And here's the kickoff, taken in just behind the 10-yard line. And bolting with it across the 35, and it's fumbled. Shaker looks like they got it back. Fidel was the man on the return. Bit of a scare for a moment, but now, for the moment, it looks like it's recovered by Shaker. And we'll get word Brian Mitchell was the man to recover it. We can call him our savior of the moment. He didn't get that back, and Brush had another opportunity to extend their lead now. Shaker would have been in a world of hurt. If Shaker doesn't pick up a touchdown here, I don't know where to begin. Jasir Eady, still the man leading. Quinn Malone had one drive. It was very brief. I think it was 62 seconds went off the clock. And the officials still a halting play. Not sure what the case is. Now the coaches in yellow are talking things over with the men in stripes. Hasn't been the cleanest game. In sake of production. The lines have been a little off. Scoreboard. Referees struggling to get this one down as well, but now it looks like they've got it. Jasir Eady, bit of a high snap. It was over his right shoulder, and he'll hand this one off to Cornell Beard, who's taken down by 3 yellow and yellow and brown jerseys. 7:17 left to go in the third quarter. My goodness, we're not even halfway through the third quarter. This quarter has felt long. Only 6 points have been up on the board also. Let's see what Shaker can do here. Jasir Eady doesn't give it. And it looks like at first he was going to pass, and now he just decides to go out of bounds. And so that'll technically be ruled as a sack, I think. Looked like he was going to try to run it there. Not sure if that was supposed to be a run play, but neither running back took it from him. So immediately as he went out of the backfield, it looked like he was going to run all the way. Didn't work. Here we are, 3rd down and 4.
Third down.
Jasir Eady takes the snap. He's going to give it to Beard. No, he's not. He's going to give it to his receiver, who's, oof, that looked like it hurt. It was incomplete as well. The intended target was number 18, Jaden Holmes, the junior, and they are going to punt it.
4th down for the Raiders.
I mean, they're not sending guys deep down the field. They're just, there are a lot of things we can talk about. Starting with the offensive line, I mean, they have really struggled to keep this pressure back. And so Jasir Eady has had a rough time behind them. And here's a low snap. Lucas White needs to get it out quick, and that he does. Now he kind of flops down to the field, perhaps trying to draw a penalty. This one taken in around the 30-yard line with less than 6 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Johnson was the man to touch up around the 30 for the Red Raiders. This drive means a lot. There's no way of getting around that. This game has been at least a one-possession game. Shaker yet to have a lead of their own. If they let this one become a two-possession game, I mean, what happens then? Let's see what the Shaker defense can do. Gilchrist back out there. Man in the backfield with him is, I believe, number 15, Vickers. If not, it'd be O'Neal. Man in motion to the near side. It is given off to Vickers. He evades one tackle. Now he's taken down. And they're really going to give him a gate on that? No. He'll end up moving it back to just the original line of scrimmage. Or no, they give him a yard of a gain. What is that? 2nd and 9. Okay. Can't argue the call from up here. Difference is we have the elevation point. And here, quickly, Gilchrist under pressure. His O-line really has been helping him out, and he's taken down. He'll get the first. Will they call him short? We'll see. And now this time they're going to call him a yard short. They helped him out the last time. This time they're not helping him out at all. 3rd and 1. A stop here would be much needed, it feels. Less than 5 minutes left to go. Quarter number 3, 20-14 your score. The Arcs leading here at their home field, Corb Field. This one up the middle. It looks like he'll be short. There's a flag down, and he's going to be short for sure. Well, we'll see what the flag determines as well. Looks like this one's going to be ruled an illegal shift. Starting running back Justice Vickers is also coming out of the play.
The ball at the Arc 34. 3rd down and 6.
So this will make it a 3rd down 6. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Clock will continue to roll. 4.5 left to go in quarter number 3. 20-14 the score. Brush leading. Looking to extend their lead, but here on a 3rd and 6, this is huge. What will the defense lock up with? Direct snap to the quarterback. This one will be thrown over to number 10, and now he'll break free. Huge run past midfield. Huge hit from Brian Mitchell. And you could hear ooh from everyone within a 5-mile radius of that hit. Brian Mitchell gave no mercy on that devastating hit. And why would you? That was a big run. The man on the run was Isaiah Parker, the tight end. Gonna let a tight end run on you like that. Shaker needs to lock up right here, right now. Well, if you couldn't tell, that was a 1st down for the Arcs. And here, this one right down the middle. And it'll be over the head of the intended receiver. Soared right past him. Powell was the intended receiver. 3:54 left to go, quarter number 3. Brush still on top by 6. Not in field goal range yet. Again, we've seen their kickers. They have a much different kicking dynamic than Shaker does. Two receivers on each side of the line, wide of the line. This one's given to O'Neal, and he'll be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Talk about much needed. That play was big. Moves it to a 3rd and about 12. Ball spotted around the 37. That was the first rush for a loss this half, and it came at a very, very good time. 3rd and 12, ball at the 35, excuse me. No. Yeah, 35, 36, whatever you want to call it. 3 minutes, 16 left to go in the third quarter. That looked like a false start. And here, they'll find the receiver, number 4, Davis. Thought the receiver had a bit of an early jump, but referee did not call it. Less than 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and this is going to be a 4th down. Brush is going to go for it, as they are approaching the end zone. Yeah, this is the biggest play of the ball game so far. Shaker needs this to go their way. Snap to the quarterback. Gilchrist sends it over to the left side. Vickers looks like he has a lane for now, and indeed he will get that first down. My goodness. This is turning frustrating. Late into the third quarter, we're getting to that point where it's scary time. This upset would be huge. Shaker Heights cannot afford that. Less than 2.5 left to go. Quarter number 3, Brush up by 6. Gilchrist in the backfield as the quarterback with the running back, Vickers. Gilchrist going to throw this one. He's got Vickers wide open. Oh, but does he drop it? Oh, no. Looks like he made the catch. Wasn't for too much. Not enough for the first down, but it'll be a good amount of yardage for about, are they really going to label it 5? Looks like they will. 5 yards on the reception. Look like a little bit more. But here, we're not going to complain. 2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the 16. Shaker needing a big stop. They need to stall this drive, and they need to do that right now. And it looks like a false start early on, unless it's an offsides. And look at that, false start. That helps them out a lot. 4th penalty this quarter for Brush. 91 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And it looks like this will be a 2nd and 11, as it should be. It was a 2nd and 6 a moment ago. Referees do their job right. It'll be a 2nd and 11. Here we go. Ball at the 21. They were kicked out of the red zone. Let's see if Shaker can keep it that way. Here's the run up the middle, and they will keep it that way as O'Neal is met right as he was given the ball. 0 gain on the play. That's big. 3rd down and long coming up. Of course, I believe they're going to go for it on 4th down again. I can't imagine they wouldn't, but we'll see. A stop here would give Shaker the ball back. They need a touchdown. They need their first lead of the ball game is what they need. Receivers in motion, switching sides of the line. And now it looks like all receivers are set. So Gilchrist sends the running back in motion. He'll snap the ball, and he's going to take off for it. And will he have enough for a first down? Doesn't look like he will. I think they're going to mark him a couple yards short, which would bring up a 4th down. They don't have to snap another play before 4th down. We'll see if they do anyway. 15 seconds left to go in the third. Will the Arcs take a lead in quarter number 4? Indeed they will, as their offense heads to the sideline, knowing that they are in a position that they should not be in. We'll take a moment as we switch sides for the difference of quarter. We go from 3 to 4, 12 minutes left to go in this ball game. And my goodness, a lot of things to talk about. We'll continue when we come back. Shaker down 20-14 when we come back. Start of the 4th quarter. Thanks for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum here on the mic at Korb Field. Shaker Heights going to call a timeout. And so right as we come back, we're going to leave you. Sorry. 12 minutes left to go in quarter number 4. Of course, we haven't had a snap yet, but as timeout is called, we're going to step aside. Thank you very much for joining us. Shaker in a bad spot. They're down by 6, entering into the final 12 minutes of play. My name is Vaughn Ullum on the call from Corb Field. And we're back. Shaker's defense needs to get it done here. 4th down. What do they got in their back pocket? Here comes Brush's offense. The snap, the throw, and it goes wide. It is incomplete, and Shaker's offense will come to the field. And this is an opportunity to get their first lead of the ball game, and my goodness, they need it now. This upset would be remarkable. And Shaker coming home after a loss to Brush, who is ranked lower than Willoughby. I mean, Shaker's got to get it done here. They got to get this drive going right here, right now. On the run, Shaker in that 3rd quarter, 2 rushes, 4 yards. And they only had 1 pass opportunity. They had 1 offensive drive throughout that entire quarter. And the reason being, Brush's time of possession, 10-16. I mean, that quarter was all them. And here's the throw. Oh, was it caught? Wow. Impressive stuff, but it's Trey McNutt. That's what you got to expect from the D1 commit. 11:45 left to go, quarter number 4 in the game. That was a much-needed catch there. Couldn't have had an incompletion. Of course, it would have stopped the clock, but you don't want to face a 2nd down and 10. Shaker needs to get going on offense. Jasir Eady is going to give this one to his running back, who will pick up the 1st down. Cornell Beard on the give, or on the carry, excuse me. Less than 11 and a half left to go in the 4th quarter. The receivers currently out are Chavis, Shelton. Now we're going to get number 81, Jackson. Or excuse me, Fleshman. And here's Eady looking to go long with it, and now he'll be taken down with a flag down as well. Excuse the shaking camera. It's getting quite windy up here now. And it's going to be a holding on Shaker Heights. That'll push him back 10. Because Shaker just cannot catch a break. Now it looks like, wow, this is not something you see too often. Injured man down for Brush. He's literally on the sideline. He is right by the sideline. Haven't seen that happen much.
We have an official timeout on the field.
With the official timeout, I think we're going to step aside. 11-12 left to go, quarter number 4. Shaker with their best opportunity right now to take a lead. But the issue is 1st and 24 yards to go. Ball at the 17. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining. My name is Vaughn Ullum here on the mic from Lyndhurst, Ohio. And we're back to it. Shaker on the ground just has not been as efficient, so they've really been forced to go to the air, and that's when they've scored. Edie going to the air here. He's going for a deep ball, and it was for Miles Shelton. That's got to be PI. Indeed it is.
Pass is incomplete for Miles Shelton, but there is a penalty flag on the play.
My goodness, number 21, he's not on my roster, and maybe this is why. There's the penalty against Miles Shelton, as obvious as could be. Shaker knows it, Brush knows it. They're moving 15 yards down the field, ladies and gentlemen. Man, did they need that on a 1st and 24. Of course, might have been first down. Doesn't matter. You don't want to go 24 yards for your new set of downs. That is huge. Now the referee's still talking this one over. Not sure what they're discussing. I thought this was an automatic first down. "11 minutes to go, 4th quarter of action. Shaker really needs this win. A loss here would be devastating. And this is their first opportunity, or it's not their first opportunity, but this is a big opportunity to take their first lead of the game. It might be late, but better late than never. This one's given to Cornell Beard. He'll power forward for the first down, or at least they better give it to him. And indeed, it looks like they are going to. Cornell Beard, that's what we need from him right here, right now. You got to lean on your power players. Right now, that's Beard. He needs to get going. He needs to get going quickly. With 10:52 left to go in the final quarter of action on the road against Brush, a team that is not supposed to be touching you on the scoreboard. A team you beat last year 36-0. You can't lose to them here. In motion was Fleshman. Now we got a penalty. Edie goes to the near side for Cornell Beard, makes one-man miss, but now 2 arcs are going to be able to take him down. There was a flag down on the field. It'll be interesting to see what we got. Gotta love the second effort from Beard, but just wasn't able to get the job done. Looks like this one's going to be an illegal shift. Penalty was declined. Can't blame him. Moves it to a 2nd down. And it's still pretty long. 2nd down and what am I looking at? 14. And now the clock rolls once more. Here's the snap from Edie, looking to throw. Now he's going to escape the pocket. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him, but he's still going to throw it. Oh, toe tap catch. That was beautiful. It was Coleman on the reception, number 3. Now that's some Lamar Jackson stuff. On the run throw, making it look like you're going to run for it. 21 yards on the throw and catch. New set of downs, 1st and 10, Shaker Heights. Is this their chance for a big comeback lead right here? Edie in trouble. Looks like a screen kind of pass. And Cornell Beard in trouble. He'll get a little bit of a gain, maybe like about 3. And he'll take that with the amount of pressure Edie was under. 3-yard gain. It's 100% acceptable. So they're past midfield. They're going to be marked at the 41. They're going to call this one a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Giving it to Cornell Beard is Edie. Cornell Beard barreling over some guys, taking more down. He's still on the run. Shaker helping him out a little bit. And he is inside of the red zone. Cornell Beard, have yourself a day. He had that nasty spin move earlier on the south side end zone. Made 2 guys break their ankles. They're a 22-yard run, and Shaker is moving. And uh-oh, what happened here? Looks like a official timeout. And now here's the give. Cornell Beard to the right side. Now he'll cut inside. And he'll take it near the 10. And we'll see where this one's officially marked. That's typically more of a judgment call when you got to judge it based off of the stoppage of forward motion. Looks like they'll mark it 7 yards, maybe 8. And here's another give. Why not? Cornell Beard just keeps on going, and he'll get up to around the 5. Maybe that's a bit generous, 6 or 7. But regardless, first down and goal right here. Shaker needs this touchdown. Less than 9 minutes left to go. And now we're getting an injury timeout. It's a brush arc. We're going to step aside. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. 8:52 left to go in the fourth and final quarter of action. Shaker down by 6, but they are sure as heck threatening right now. They're in the red zone when we come back. All right, it's going to be a first and goal from the 7. The injured man was number 51, a defensive lineman, it seems. He's getting help as needed on the near sideline. Here, Edie's going to give this one off to Cornell Beard. Why not? He's been having great runs. This time he's going to be stopped short, but this time he's inside the 5. It's probably going to be around the 3. 3 or 4. Maybe call it the 3.5 if you want to get specific. Now this is completely dark. No light in the sky. This is the scene you want. Friday night lights. No better feeling than this kind of high school football field. And here's the give. Cornell Beard up the middle. Can he power through? Yes, he can. We're tied at 20. Touchdown, Cornell Beard. And Shaker has the opportunity to take the lead with a PAT here. That was a much-needed drive. Executed well. Lucas White gives Shaker the first lead of the night. Again, our apologies for a windy camera. It's a windy night. Whoa, whoa. You could not get more offsides than that. He was 5 yards in the backfield before that play was snapped. Well, we'll try again. At this point in time, you're not going to go for 2. That's out of the question. Smart move, PAT. We're tied. Here's for the lead. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. The kick is good. First lead of the night for Shaker Heights. And it comes with less than 8 minutes left to go. We're going to step aside. Shaker up 21-20 here at Corb Field, Lyndhurst, Ohio. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call. Kickoff units coming out now. Mullen, the man to kick it off on behalf of Shaker. You need a good one out of him here. Your defense needs to hold if you are Shaker Heights. This one a low kick. Haven't seen that too much. It's fumbled. It'll go into the end zone, and so now he's going to have to take it out. And they rule it a touchback. And Nicholson is furious. You should be. He was running it out, and they ruled it a touchback. That's not what you do. Nicholson aggravated. And you can't blame him. The ball now at the 20. He got a motion for a touchback. He did not motion that at all. And the referees just let it be a touchback. I mean, that'll help him out. Ball at the 20, 1st and 10 for Brush. The quarterback going to take it himself. He'll take it for a solid amount. First down and more, past a 15 yards. Call it about a 17, 18-yard gain. That's a way to start your drive. Interesting thing will be if Brush scores a touchdown here, do they go for 2? I would assume so, but you never know. Unless they're really confident in their offense to get the ball back once again. Which, hey, props to your coach if that's the case. But it'll be an interesting decision that will have to be made if they reach the end zone. But Shaker's job, not to let that happen. Quarterback tries to keep it once again. Shaker needs to make some tackles. You know, they were struggling with making these tackles on practice on Wednesday. On Wednesday, the coaches were getting aggravated with this lack of tackling ability. Right now, there's nothing more important than bringing the ball down to the turf. Here, Vickers evades a couple tackles. He fumbles it! He fumbles it. Who's got it? Shaker says it's theirs. The refs agree. 7:25 left to go in quarter number 4. How about this? Turnovers, the name of the game here. Brush has given up a lot of them, and that has kept Shaker in the ball game. They're up by 1. They've got the ball. Let's extend this lead, why don't we? That is what you call a turning point in a football game. 7:25 left to go in the 4th and final quarter. Offense coming back out, led by Jasir Edie. The junior quarterback has been doing all right going to the air. Cornell Beard joins him in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to the right side of the line, 1 near side to the left. McNutt is the man in motion. Flag down. Looks like it'll be a false start. Indeed, it will be. That'll push Shaker back 5 yards. So it'll become a 1st and 15. And it looks like it'll be at the 41-yard line. Yes, that is the case. Trey McNutt coming to the near side. Now it'll be 2 receivers on each side of the line as they move one from the right to the left. But this time they'll just give it to Cornell Beard. He's got a lane, and it looks like he'll still be short of the first down, but he's close. One more run can probably get the job done. Shaker up by 1. My goodness, that fumble means everything. It was 13 yards on the carry, so it'll be a 2nd and 2 yards. 6:50 left to go. Send a man in motion. They fake the give to Trey McNutt, and that was a great fake, bringing Cornell Beard down. Cornell Beard stands tall over him after he's brought down. He knows he's doing his job, and he's doing it right. 1st down and 10, Shaker Heights looking for another touchdown. Maybe they can make this one an 8-point game and make Brush go for that 2-point conversion no matter what. Jasir Edie takes the snap. He's just going to run it. Why not? Cornell Beard has been cooking with gas, and he barrels 1 man over. Eventually 2 will be enough to take him down. But my goodness, that man is going crazy here in the 4th quarter. You're loving it. We're loving it. Again, Shaker up by 1 single point. That's not a big cushion. You're going to want more points here on this drive. Even if it's a field goal, you want more than just 1 point. Oh, this one right out of the backfield. Cornell Beard is wrapped up. And Brush is amped up after that one. That was right after the ball was given to his grasp. Cornell Beard down for a little bit of time. He's a little bit slower to get up, but he will stay in. And Cornell Beard is not the kind of guy that's going to go off the field easy. 3rd down, Shaker Heights. With just about 1 yard to go, Edie keeps it. Oh, and he's pushed forward, and he stays up to the 10-5, and he's taken down. Do they rule this one a touchdown? Is he short? They rule him down around the 1, within the 1. Edie will not go down. That was a fun play right there. This is where you power it home with Cornell Beard. I assume that's what head coach Alex Nicholson is thinking right here, right now. Here's the time to extend your lead. You're up by 1. The smart move would be to either try like a QB sneak type of thing, and they will power home. Cornell Beard with a huge touchdown. Shaker will extend their lead from 1 to 7. Here's to make it 8. 5 minutes left to go. Quarter number 4. Everyone get pumped. Shaker's on top of things. We'd be lying if we said we weren't nervous, and maybe we still are a little. but now Shaker's in a much more comfortable position. Lucas White on the PAT. Oh, it's low. Is it good? It is. We're good. 8-point game. Shaker leads. I need a breath. I assume you do too. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Vaughn Ullum on the mic here from Lyndhurst, Ohio. Shaker up 28-20 on the road. Shaker was struggling. Now here they are, 8-point lead against the Brush Arcs on the road. Here a missed tackle. Oh my goodness, the Arcs return man is up around the 40 and it gets this crowd pumped. Wasn't that crazy of a return. If he found one more lane, he was off. But luckily that was not the case. Shaker's defense back out. Trying to protect this 8-point lead, give Shaker the ball back. And Shaker would love a little bit more cushion than just a one-possession lead. Luckily for them, the Arcs cannot take the lead on this drive at all, no matter what. Can't take the lead. Most you can get is 8 points in a drive. If you know football, you know that's the case. They're down 8 here. The Raiders up 28-20. 4:53 left to go in quarter number 4. 1st and 10, ball at the 40 on Brush's side of the field. Here it's going to be kept with the quarterback, Gilchrist, and he is pummeled down by number 5, Rayon Johnson, and he's loving it, and so is his team. And uh-oh, is this their quarterback? Quarterback is cramping. We'll make sure it isn't anything more serious. We're going to step aside. The quarterback, Gilchrist, who has been on it really all night long, this Jay Gilchrist Jr. quarterback, has been doing well, leading his offense well. But let's see, can he return after this injury timeout? Thank you very much for tuning in. 4:36 left to go in quarter number 4. Shaker with the lead. Haven't said that for much of the night, but here we are. Vaughn Ullum on the mic here in Lyndhurst, Ohio. Well, at first we thought it was cramping, but this is not looking like cramping. Their quarterback, Jay Gilchrist, has been down, and he's been down for a long time. And I'll be surprised if he really does come back. The helmet is off. He is getting up, luckily enough, but cramping typically takes about 30 seconds to go figure out. And yeah, we were not gone for only 30 seconds. Don't know if you guys were keeping track. That was not 30 seconds. So now they got a new quarterback in. I'll give you the name in just a moment. And oh, trouble on the first snap. Goes back to the 40.
Recovered by Brush at the 41-yard line.
I believe the quarterback to be Lucas Alexander. And now it actually looks like they're set to put in that quarterback. Once again, Gilchrist was running up and down the sideline. Now it looks like he might be able to return. Alexander has really one opportunity to make his presence known, but now it's a 3rd and 9 after that mishandled snap, fumble, luckily for them, recovery. 3:45, another low snap. He's going to throw this one way off target. You can understand why they would throw it. It was a 3rd and 9. But now on a 4th down, they'll put Jay Gilchrist back in. And Gilchrist got to do something right here. 4th down and 9. If they don't pick this up, now they're in trouble. And the Brush fans are starting to really shuffle out of here too. I don't know why. This is a really good game. I mean, at least stay for this play right here. 3:39 left in the 4th quarter. Brush down by 8. Injured quarterback back in. Evades 1 sack, and he's just going to try to take it himself.
Gilchrist, the ball carrier on the quarterback keeper.
On the quarterback keeper, Brush was not able to get it done, as it looks like Gilchrist only got 6 on the run. And Shaker in a good position now. Turnover on downs, 3:32 left to go. In this 4th and final quarter, 28-20 is your score. The Raiders on top here on the road. Talking things over, but now out comes the offense. Jasir Eady back in to try and close this one out with a touchdown. Shaker looking to improve to 2-0. For the longest time there, it wasn't looking likely. But Shaker does get some sort of comeback going, and now Brush is really shuffling on out of here. Again, we had an odd, frantic moment here at Korb Field during halftime where all these fans ran out of that concourse area together over on the grass. That's what we were showing during halftime. But now the main issue is going to be traffic for people getting out of here. Now it looks like a flag. They're going to call it a false start on Shaker. So push it back, 5 and 15 to go. Or excuse me, 1st and 15 to go. 3:32 left to go in the 4th quarter. Shaker up by 8. They've had 4 touchdowns. Brush has had 3, and they've missed a PAT as well. Jasir Eady gives this one off to Cornell Beard. That is the right move right now. Makes one man miss, and he's off to the races. He'll get pushed out of bounds past the 30. He may be knocked out of bounds. It may stop the clock, but they're okay with this. 1st and 10, huge run for Beard. 22 yards on the rush. 3:23 left to go in the 4th. The Arcs are running out of time. Right now, you got to stop them here. If not, Shaker can they have a real likelihood of taking a 2-possession lead. And man, I am happy to be saying that, especially with how the earlier stages of this game have gone. Jasir Eady looks over to his sideline, getting the intel on what to do next. Cornell Beard in the backfield with him to the left side. He's got 2 receivers far out to the right, 1 near side to the left, and here a wacky little snap. Jasir Eady just going to fall to the ground, and that might have been the best option. He had 2 arcs right on him. And now it looks like we got a penalty, not sure what for. Taunting, and it will be on, I believe, Lyndon Chavis, who was quickly on a run out of bounds. Jasir Eady was telling him, go off now, before you get a penalty, but after he went off was when they threw the flag for taunting. We'll see where this puts him. I do not understand these Brush fans. Now they're all coming back in. I don't know what they're searching for. I hope they're finding it. But they've been in and out, all as one group of people. It's just kind of confusing. Whoa, our scoreboard is saying 1st and 33. Is this right? It looks like it is. I mean, they pushed Shaker back near midfield. Where did the yardage come from? 1st and 30. Where do you get first from? I mean, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully Shaker can cash something in here. They were in field goal range moments ago. Now Jasir Eady is standing behind midfield. 2:41 left to go in the game. My goodness, we are much further back. Really pressing the Shaker receivers here. Looks like this is what we're stuck with. 1st and 33. Let's see what Shaker can do. Do you keep running it here, try and kill clock? That might be your smartest option. But Brush does have 2 timeouts. So do you go to the air right away? See, the marker says 2nd down. It is. The scoreboard says 1st. We believe it to be 2nd. We're going to believe the sticks. They'll give it to Cornell Beard. He's following his O-line up the middle. Not a great gain. It'll be about 5, perhaps. And Brush is going to take the timeout. Stopping the clock at 2:11. So Brush will have 1 timeout left in this second half in the game. I mean, it'll be a 3rd down and who knows how long. I'm going to stay on the mic. We're not going to step back. We got to tell you, this game has been a nail-biter. It really shouldn't have been, but it is. Again, Shaker is up there in the 150s in the rankings, stuff like that. Wow, Brush is back around those 400 marks. And this is on Max Preps. Of course, Max Preps is not 100% the most reliable thing. They will make mistakes, but still, that gap is something you can't really ignore in those rankings. And considering how Shaker performed against him last year, 36-0. Again, it was Shaker's biggest victory of the season. It was Brush's worst loss of the season. And here they are, Shaker struggling to build up a 2-possession lead. Again, our apologies for the shaky camera. Not our fault. Blame Mother Nature. Don't know what else to tell you. Well, third and a country mile. Edie going for it. Does he have his man? It's Trey McNutt, and it's through the fingers. For Trey McNutt, and it's dropped. Yes, they make mistakes, but at a time like that, that is brutal. Slips through the hands of number 8. That would have sealed the game right then and there. Shaker would have gone home 28-20. The score might have changed. Maybe they would have kicked a field goal, but that would have sealed a win for Shaker right then and there. Unfortunately, not the case. 4th and 29, ball at the 44. Punting this one is going to be Lucas White, number 88. He stands at the 42. On Shaker's side of the field, snap to the right side of himself a little bit, and they're going to try to have this one be a touchback. It'll fall into the end zone. I don't know why the referee did not call it sooner. When it touches down in the end zone, that's a touchback, but they didn't call it until eventually Shaker picked it up. Oh well, doesn't change anything. Now it looks like we have a penalty against Shaker Heights. That was a false start. Honestly, if I'm Lucas White, I'm going to take that and try to get a punt more where I would like it. If I was Brush, I would honestly, or I guess you can't really decline a false start. Forget what I'm saying. But that'll push him back 5. It was a 4th and 29. Now it's a 4th and 34. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Thanks for sticking with us. I know this game has been going quite long. Kickoff was set for 7, and now we're scratching past 10 o'clock now. Here's the snap to Lucas White, and the punt, and that one is sky high. And this one's not going to take a friendly roll either. It's going to go further past the 40. The man who eventually pounce on it is Dylan Evans. 102 seconds left to go in the game. Again, shouldn't be a nail biter. Oh, well, it is. You're going to have to live with it. Shaker and their defense is going to work hard now to keep the score where it is, not let Brush get back to where they want to be. They want to tie this one up at 28. Brush in the yellow and brown look. Shaker with the red caps. Everything else primarily white for their away look. Trey McNutt, the one-man back. He's past the 40 on the opposite side of midfield. That's the guy you're going to trust to make those big defensive plays. He's the number 1 safety in the nation for this class. I would trust him too. Vickers drops this one right off the hands. Around the 45. Can't have that right now. 2nd down and 10. That was a big incompletion. Shaker's going to take that with a lot of gratitude. If he had caught that, could have run for what felt like about 5 more yards. Maybe wouldn't have gotten the 1st down. Very well could have. You never know in the game of football how a play can turn out. There's a lot of what-ifs. Unfortunate thing, never a definitive answer. 97 seconds left in quarter number 4. Thank you very much for tuning in. Gilchrist takes a snap at his knees. He'll throw this one, and it's picked off! This one's picked off by Brian Mitchell, and he's running! He's booking it to the 20, to the 10-5, touchdown! Pick 6, that's when you needed it! There is a flag down. We'll see what it'll be. Oh my goodness, my voice is dying. Holy. A minute 23 left in quarter number 4, so it says for the moment. Shaker up by 8. It might have been on the return. We're going to see. Shaker amped up for the moment. Woo! It was a holding on Shaker. They need to establish if it was after the catch or not. It was a block in the back, so it'll still be an interception. That can still put the icing on the cake. That should just about do it. A minute 23 left to go in quarter number 4. Scoreboard switches. Possession goes to Shaker. Biggest play of the night. Congratulations, Brian Mitchell. That's going to you. .83 seconds to go. In regulation time, you never know. Anything could happen, but Brush has 1 timeout. I don't think that'll be much to help them here. Now the Brush fans are shuffling out more than ever. You never know, though. They could come back in unison. I feel like these fans choreograph this. I mean, it's remarkable. And it's looking like victory formation for Jasir Eady. He takes the knee. Just outside of the red zone at the 22, the ball will lie. And now I got a lot of time to fill. You guys got to hear me for a while, except actually, Brush is going to take their timeout now. Try and keep this one alive. Let's just say the hopes are not strong now for this ARC team. A minute 17 left in quarter 4. Shaker up by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That's 8 points in total. 1st and 10, or actually, excuse me. Again, can't listen to the scoreboard today. It'll be a 2nd and about 12 after the victory formation kneel.
Next week at 7 p.m.
Shaker after this one will move on to Friday, September 6th against the Solon Comets. That one will be one of 2 back-to-back home games, as the week after they'll start GCC play against Euclid. But right now we're focused on the Comets. And there we go. Another kneel. That'll bring up a 3rd down, and that should really just about do this one. The band's getting all packed up. Shaker knows that it was not pretty. Dare I say it was ugly. But it was a win. And they will take that with some amount of pride. There's no question there are things they will be talking about in practice. If they don't, what kind of coaching staff do you have? These coaches are disciplined. Jasir Eady amps up his team as he takes the knee. Coach Nicholson telling him to head on back as there are 10 seconds left in the game clock. And now he celebrates with the team. Again, wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. Shaker wins this one. Your final is 28-20.
Hope you all drive safe. Have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend. And thank you again for being with us tonight.
So, again, not pretty. And there's no way you can argue that this was a pretty victory. 28-20 your final. Shaker, really, they probably are going to feel like they shouldn't have won this game. Brush has played like the better team, especially in that first half. They did play like the better team. And later down the stretch, they played like it as well. But the big moments gave way to Shaker's victory. It was the turnovers, it was the fumbles, it was the big Brian Mitchell interception. Whether or not it was a block in the back afterward, Shaker got possession back. They won the football game as a result. Jasir Eady handled all of the drives but one. In that one drive, Quinn Malone was not able to get much done, so I'm assuming that it'll be finalized that Jasir Eady is your guy. He is the leader of this team. He has the energy. Again, he's in my Spanish class. You can see his energy just talking in Spanish class about how his football team is doing. Fun guy. Great to see him as the leader of this team. Number 10, J10, the nickname. You'll love to see it. Again, 28-20 is your final. Let me hit you with the stats before we head off. On the run, Shaker Heights, 39 rushes, 244 yards. Thank you, Cornell Beard. He's had some incredible plays. That spin move earlier on in the first half looked like he broke the guy's ankles. 2 defensive backs fell right down to the turf. Got to feel bad for him. We'll see how they're doing tomorrow. But Brush, 35 rushes for 208 yards. So Shaker won that in yardage. For the pass, Shaker was able to get 22 out of 35 complete for 212 yards. Brush, on the other hand, 11 for 21 for 139. So Shaker really won all those stats, but really it was not a pretty outcome for Brush. And I mean, you gotta give Brush credit. They have played Lorraine, they lost. They've played Shaker, they lost. But they have been putting up a good offensive production each and every time. They put up 20-plus amount of points. Of course, today it was just 20. But against Lorraine, good stuff. So they have to keep their head up high. They are on upset alert as they continue through the season. But again, the turnovers, that is something that Shaker has got to be proud of. 4 turnovers forced by the Brush offense and given up to the Shaker defense. They are currently huddling around the end zone. Again, coaches are going to say a lot about this game. There are a lot of issues. Menor was just beating St. Ignatius at halftime. Shaker's going to be taking on Menor later in the season. You got to clean a lot of these things up if you're going to hope to beat the Menor Cardinals later in the season. But that's out in Week 11. We're going to look towards Week 3 as Shaker takes on Solon at home. Back-to-back home games. We'll see you at the Rupp. Thank you very much for tuning in. It wasn't pretty, but Shaker gets the victory. 28-20 was your final. My name was Vaughn Ullum. We'll see you back in Shaker Heights territory.